Before we begin, tell me something honestly, and type it in your heart if not in the comments. Which country are you watching this from? And what time is it right now? Exactly as you're hearing my voice. Because whatever time it is for you, midnight, 3 a.m., early morning, late evening, you didn't end up here by accident. Allah brought you to this exact moment, at this exact hour, for a reason you haven't understood yet. There is something happening inside you, a restlessness, a heaviness, a quiet shift in your heart that you can't explain to anyone. But listen closely. The fact that you're watching this at this specific time, from that specific place, while your soul feels the way it does right now, this is not coincidence. This is a sign. And if you stay with me until the end, you will understand something that may explain the entire season of your life. Why Allah took you out of the place you were trying so hard to stay in, and why your soul no longer fits where it used to belong. So don't move. Don't scroll. Just listen, because the message your heart has been waiting for is beginning right now. Allah removed you because your spirit became too big for that small place. There comes a quiet moment in your life where nothing feels wrong on the outside, yet something deep inside you whispers, "I don't fit here anymore." That whisper is not confusion. It is not restlessness. It is not you being ungrateful. It is Allah showing you that your spirit has become bigger than the place you are trying to stay. You may not notice it at first, but Allah sees the change inside you long before you do. He sees how your heart has softened, how your thinking has matured, how your patience has grown stronger, how your faith has stretched beyond what it used to be. He watches your soul quietly rise, step by step, prayer by prayer, tear by tear, while the space around you stays small, unchanged, unable to hold who you are becoming. And Allah, in His mercy, does not allow a believer to shrink themselves, just to remain in a place that cannot carry their light. He will move you. He will shake your routines. He will close doors gently. He will create discomfort where you once felt ease, not to punish you, but to show you that your soul is now too big for the life you're trying to fit into. You will feel it in your conversations. They no longer match your depth. You will feel it in your company. You no longer connect the way you used to. You will feel it in your habits. Your heart begins to crave something purer, something higher, and suddenly, the place where you once felt safe starts to feel tight, heavy, draining, too small for your spirit to breathe. So Allah ends that season. He removes you from spaces you thought were permanent. He shifts relationships you thought were unbreakable. He takes you out of circles you once begged Him to keep. He rewrites stories you thought would last forever. Why? Because your soul has outgrown the walls around it, and Allah refuses to let His servant suffocate in a life that can no longer hold their destiny. He pulls you out, even when you cling. Et separates you, even when you hold on. He closes the chapter, even when you still want to read it. Not because you don't belong anywhere, but because the place you belonged is ahead of you, not behind you. And one day, when you enter the space your soul was truly designed for, you will say, "Ya Allah, now I understand why nothing felt right anymore. My spirit didn't fit there, but it fits here." Allah took you away because you were losing yourself while trying to keep others. There are moments in life when you start giving so much of yourself that you don't even notice how slowly you're disappearing. You smile when you're tired. You stay silent when you're hurting. You keep forgiving while your heart is breaking. You carry the weight of other people's emotions while no one carries yours. You call it loyalty. You tell yourself, "I don't want to hurt anyone." But Allah sees the quiet truth. You were hurting yourself just to keep others comfortable. And when Allah sees His servant losing themselves, piece by piece, day by day, He steps in, even when you don't ask. He pulls you away from the people who made your heart heavy. He ends friendships you were too afraid to leave. He removes you from places where your soul was being drained without you noticing. Because Allah knows what you do not say. He hears the voice inside your silence. He understands the pain behind your patience. You kept trying to fix everything until Allah decided to fix you. So He separated you from what was breaking you internally, while you were pretending to be strong externally. You may feel confused when people walk away. You may question why certain relationships changed. You may wonder why you suddenly feel alone. But solitude from Allah is more merciful than company that kills your spirit. He didn't remove you to punish you. He removed you because you were fading in a place that never saw you clearly. He removed you so you could return to the person you were. Before life tired you, before heartbreak changed you, before people took advantage of your softness. And when Allah brings you back to yourself, you will feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on anyone. The kind of peace that comes from finally breathing without fear. The kind of peace that reminds you that your soul matters too. Allah ended that season because your du'as outgrew your old life. There were nights when your tears fell quietly and you whispered to Allah, Ya Rab, I want a better life. Ya Rab, change my heart. Ya Rab, give me peace. Ya Rab, take me somewhere new. Ya Rab, remove what is not good for me. You may not remember every prayer you made, but Allah did. He counted each one. He stored each one. He waited for the perfect moment to answer them. And when your du'as finally reached their time, your old life started to shake. Unexpected changes, sudden endings, doors closing without warning, people distancing, opportunities fading, comfort disappearing. You thought life was falling apart, but in reality, your prayers were being answered. Because sometimes the du'as you make require Allah to break the version of your life that was too small for your future. You asked Him for growth, so He removed what kept you stuck. You asked Him for peace, so He took away everything that disturbed it. You asked Him for strength, so He let you feel moments that built it. You asked Him for guidance, so He ended paths that were leading you astray. You asked Him for elevation, so He separated you from people who couldn't go where you're going. Your old life could not contain the blessings you asked for. Your old circle could not support the person you are becoming. Your old habits could not carry the dreams you prayed for. So Allah shifted everything, not to harm you, but to make room for everything you begged Him for in sujood. And one day, when you see the blessings you prayed for arrive at your door, you will finally say, Ya Allah, now I understand. Everything you removed was preparing space for everything I asked from you. Allah pulled you away because your heart was attached to what would break you later. Sometimes the thing you love the most is the thing that will hurt you the deepest, but you don't see it yet. Your heart gets attached slowly, softly, innocently. You tell yourself, this feels right. This person understands me. This path brings me comfort. This place is familiar. And you walk into it with trust, not knowing what lies ahead. But Allah sees everything your eyes cannot see. He sees the conversations behind closed doors. He sees the intentions behind people's actions. He sees the harm that hasn't reached you yet. He sees the heartbreak hiding in the future that you would never be able to survive. And when He sees your heart tying itself to something that would one day destroy your peace, He removes it early. He removes it before you fall deeper, before you love harder, before you depend too much, before the pain becomes unbearable. You wonder why someone changed suddenly. You wonder why things fell apart so fast. You wonder why a connection that felt so real was taken away without warning. But that sudden ending was not random. It was not cruelty. It was not rejection. It was protection. Allah pulled you away because your heart was beginning to lean on something that could not hold you. He separated you because the path ahead was darker than you could imagine. He removed the person because their presence would one day poison your peace. Sometimes Allah doesn't let you stay, not because you don't deserve love, but because He knows the kind of heartbreak you would face if you stayed one more day. You think you lost something meaningful, but you actually escaped something harmful. You think your heart was broken, but Allah was saving you from a deeper break that would have shattered every part of you. And one day, when Allah replaces what He removed with something that truly matches your soul, you'll whisper, "Ya Allah, thank you for taking me away before I was too attached to walk away myself." Allah shifted your life because your old tests could not teach you anything anymore. There are moments when you look at your life and realize something surprising. The tests that once broke you no longer shake you. What used to make you cry now feels lighter. What used to control your emotions now barely affects you. What used to make you panic now feels manageable. What used to confuse your heart now makes perfect sense. This is not a coincidence. This is growth. This is maturity. This is Allah elevating your soul without you even noticing. You passed the test. You learned the lesson. Your heart became stronger. Through every prayer you whispered, every tear you hid, every moment you kept going, even when you felt empty. And when Allah sees that you have mastered a lesson, He doesn't keep you in the same classroom. He ends the test because it has nothing left to teach you. That is why life suddenly changes, why doors close, why situations shift, why people leave, why familiar things become uncomfortable. Your soul has graduated, but your surroundings have not. And Allah, in His mercy, will never let a believer stay stuck in a season that no longer grows them. So He pushes you into a new chapter, not because it is easier, but because it is deeper. Not because it is lighter, but because it will build a stronger version of you. Not because you are being punished, but because you are ready for more. A life without new tests becomes a life without new strength. And you have reached a level where your old struggles cannot shape you anymore. So Allah closes that chapter. Even if you want to keep reading it, you may feel fear, you may feel confusion, you may ask, why now? Why me? But this change is not ending you, it is growing you. The test you now face is matched with the believer you have become. And one day, when you look back from a higher place with a stronger heart and a clearer mind, you will realize, Ya Allah, every new challenge was proof that you saw strength in me I didn't know I had. Allah took you out because your next chapter requires a version of you that did not exist yet. There comes a time when the life you were living no longer matches the person you are becoming. You may not notice the change at first. You may wake up feeling different, but not know why. You may feel disconnected from old habits, old routines, old friendships, old desire, old versions of yourself. But Allah sees it clearly. He sees that the next chapter of your journey requires a heart that trusts deeper, a mind that thinks clearer, and a soul that stands stronger than ever before. And the version of you that existed in your old season was not ready for that. So Allah began to reshape you, piece by piece, layer by layer, moment by moment. He allowed things to fall apart, so a new version of you could rise. He allowed loneliness, so you could finally hear your own heart. He allowed silence, so you could hear His guidance. He allowed confusion, so you would stop depending on your own plans and start relying on His plan. He removed the things that were distracting you from who you were meant to become, not because they were always bad, but because they were too small for the destiny He wrote for you. You were asking Allah for strength, so He placed you in situations that required you to be strong. You were asking Allah for wisdom, so He sent experiences that forced you to think deeper. You were asking Allah for peace, so He removed people who were disturbing your heart. You were asking Allah for elevation, so He separated you from circles that were keeping you spiritually low. You wanted a new life, and a new life requires a new you. So Allah started to upgrade you in ways you didn't understand. Your heart became softer but stronger. Your mind became quieter but wiser. Your soul became tired but closer to Him. Your tears became heavier but purer. This transformation was not random. It was not a mistake. It was not an accident. It was Allah recreating you into the person your future needs. He knew that the heart you had before would not survive the blessings He is preparing for you. He knew that the mindset you used to carry would not handle the responsibilities coming your way. He knew that the fears you once lived with would block the doors He is about to open. So He broke the version of you that was built on pain, doubt, and old memories, and He rebuilt a new version made from patience, faith, and clarity. You did not leave that season because you were weak. You left because Allah was shaping a stronger you. Inside the storms, you survived. And even when you felt confused, even when you felt abandoned, even when you felt lost, even when you felt like everything was being taken from you, Allah was not taking from you. He was making space. Space for the believer you are meant to be. Space for the blessings you once prayed for. Space for the peace you begged Him for in sujood. Space for the life that matches the level of your soul. One day, you will look back at this season, the heartbreaks, the endings, the silence, the tears, the confusion, the late-night prayers, and you will say, Ya Allah, you were never delaying me. You were preparing me. You were rebuilding me into the person my destiny requires. And at that moment, you will finally understand why Allah had to take you out of that season before you knew how to leave it yourself. Before this video ends, I want you to take one quiet breath and feel this truth settle inside your heart. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being moved. Allah is shifting you, not to break you, but to protect the version of you don't even see yet. Every unanswered question, every sudden ending, every closed door, every person who left, every moment of confusion you've carried, they were not signs of Allah abandoning you. They were signs of Allah preparing you for a chapter that needed a stronger heart, a visa, and a deeper connection with Him. And whether you feel it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not, you are already becoming that person. Your soul is changing. Your spirit is rising. Your path is unfolding. Your destiny is moving toward you, step by step, moment by moment, silently, beautifully, perfectly. So when this video ends, don't go back to doubting yourself. Don't go back to believing you were left alone. Don't go back to thinking this is the end. It's not the end. It's the transition. Allah is not delaying you. Allah is not ignoring you. Allah is not hiding from you. He is rewriting you, quietly, softly, patiently, beautifully. And when the moment comes, where everything He prepared finally arrives in your life, your heart will whisper, Ya Allah, now I see. You were with me the entire time. Hold on. Your next chapter will make sense of every tear that brought you here.